All right, welcome to This Week in Fake Baseball, a very serious, very hardcore fake baseball podcast that is, again, very, very serious. Man,
Very real.
what a week it was, too. These were, I've been broadcasting fake baseball for a long time, and this was, like, my favorite week of fake baseball, maybe ever. It was just such a blast. As you talked about last week, Saf, Nebula Nova. As you talked about last week, zooming out and looking at the league as a whole has really elevated the whole experience so much. We have instant replay. We have cool new intro videos. I mean, we had Tomato Anus in the booth today. Just an excellent week of fake baseball, and it feels like now that we're a little over 20 games into the season, about 25 games into the season, that things are maybe starting to take a little bit more shape.
Yeah. We watched an octogenarian get killed live on stream.
That was unbelievable. I had never heard of an octogenarian before today, and then one just fucking died right in front of me. It was wild. Anyway, so taking a look at the standings here, I just want us to talk about anything that jumps out to us immediately. I think the first thing to mention is look at what's going on over in the Eastern Hemisphere. Corsa Palermo in solo first. The Busan Blowfish with a 2.5 game lead in the Pacific Theater. These are two teams. I mean, if you read my preseason predictions, I wasn't necessarily planning on either of these teams, or not planning. I wasn't entirely expecting either of these teams to be good. What I'm really interested in personally that I want to go take a look at is Corsa. I think they are, now that I feel like the Knights have kind of, I wouldn't say they've fallen off. Obviously, they're still in first. They're not 9-2. They're 14-11, which is a little bit different. But I do want to go take a look at what those Italians are up to, first of all, because they have just been cruising at the top of Europe. And I guess the first thing that jumps off the page to me is, holy shit, their pitching has been lights out. That's a lot of twos. That's a lot of two ERAs. Jacinto Baptista, we saw a little bit of him, and I believe it was the Wednesday broadcast. He was really, really good. Swing Slinger. Glad to see him really coming in. He's having a career year at age 29, and that makes me happy to see because they're paying him a lot of money, so he better be. And then, speaking of some other guys that we saw on stream, VJ Ramdeen, he was an off-season acquisition for them, and he's just going ballistic. 6 home runs. They got a pair of guys with 6 home runs at the top of their lineup. Egon Cosma in his third year. Nice to this is a very reminiscent stat line of Helen Zuniga if he wasn't a switch hitter. Basically, 95 power, 63 contact. And he's definitely on pace to beat his career high for home runs in a single season, so this is cool to see. They are getting a lot of production from unexpected places. Sun Lee Kim, how about this? He batting 323, 977, and with only a 22 contact rating, this sort of stat line is absurd. Wow.
It's just this team, like you said, that pitching, especially the highest ERA I'm seeing is a 4.85, which you cannot say for a lot of the league right now.
Yeah,
a lot of the league has some suffering in their pitching right now.
Yeah, I've been talking about the Kodiaks especially. To talk a little bit about the Kodiaks. On that note, I look at the standings and I think, how is it possible that the Kodiaks have a 2-game lead in the Northwest right now? If we go take a look at some of their pitching stats, which I feel like you were alluding to a little bit there, you look at this pitching staff and you're like, okay, yeah, this is good. This is serviceable. And then you take a look at, Jesus. At this point, again, we're 25 games into the season. And we're still carrying 2 guys that have an ERA over 10. Autumn Pillar has improved her ERA to 7.71. So there's not a single arm in the bullpen. Wax's ERA has come up. There's not a single arm in the bullpen with an ERA under 4. And I mean, really, there have been like 2 good pitchers on this team, and that is Celeste LeBlanc and Toko Jimin, and that's the end of the list. The really glaring problem, especially if we mouse over to the home run column here, it's been the long ball. It's been the long ball all season, and especially Pascal Noir, I talk about this one a lot, has allowed double the amount of home runs than she did in her rookie season. She has allowed double the home runs in 27 innings. I mean, like, if she were to keep up this performance, she's on pace to give up like 40 home runs over the course of the year, which is disastrous, to the point that it has the Kodiaks looking at making pitching changes mid-season in order to stay competitive, which is kind of a wild thing to think about when Pascal Noir was considered to be like one of the future arms in the rotation, especially after coming off a rookie season when she pitched over 100 innings, got a 2.58 ERA. Very bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at like you're trying to build up a future like Grayson Church or like fucking like Bo Rosas, like.
Exactly, and we feel I feel really fortunate that, you know, we did like that. We do have a pitcher like Celeste LeBlanc, who the more that I look at her reference page, the more, I mean, literally the numbers come down year on year on year. It's really quite amazing. She's only walked 5 batters in 35 innings. 39 strikeouts. I mean, she is, I don't know if you can really say quietly, but she has quietly been, in my opinion, like one of the best pitchers, at least in the Western Hemisphere. And for a final few statements about the Kodiaks here, I mean, as has been the case for the last, 10 seasons or so since the Kodiaks started changing their roster strategy from being pitching first to batting first. You look at the top of their lineup, I mean, immediately you have 4 guys OPSing over 1,000, 2 of them over 1,200. That's actually awesome that Kola Johansson and Uday Katabura have the exact same OPS. I didn't realize that until now. Yeah, I mean, they are just... The Kodiaks are in possession of the 2 most dangerous right-handed power bats in baseball, and Kola Johansson in particular is really interesting to me because when, she was signed as a rookie, she more profiled as like a contact hitter with like a little bit of pop, but then she put up a 20 home, and she got that huge power bump last year, and she put up a 20 homer season, and she is a 99 fielding rating. So I mean, this team would not be anywhere close to where they are now without Kola. She has been so integral to this team for the last 3 seasons, but the last 2 especially. Definitely in the MVP hunt right now, or in the like one of the leading voices in the MVP race right now, I would say.
Yeah.
Saf, I'm curious what sticks out to you, or something that you want to talk about when we take a look at this.
I mean, like, the Springboks are just playing Soko ball right now. Like,
True.
historically, I would say that the Springboks have been usually the best team out of Southern Continental.
Absolutely.
And they're just continuing that legacy right now. That's like the main thing that pumps out to me, because they're, the differential in games in that region specifically, it was like 16, and the next spot was 11.
Yes. The second place team is currently the Jaguars at 11 and 14. Yeah, I gotta say, it's gonna be. I feel like if the Springboks already have this big of a lead, it is gonna be tough for any other team to win SoCo right now. Like, I'm not about to call Southern Continental over or finished or dead, but it's gonna be tough. Because usually I feel like the Springboks the last few years, even though they have managed to make the playoffs a couple times, they have not been as dominant. I went as far as to call Southern Continental more wide open than it's ever been before the season started. just based on past performances. And now, I mean, they've really kind of found their stride. They're really pulling ahead. And if we want to talk about why, let's look at the guy at the top of their pitching rotation. I mentioned him by name in the preseason predictions, Mario Harris. They picked him up when he was a rookie at age 24, and he's about to put up his second 1.0 ERA season in 2 years, or in three seasons. And I know it's very early to call it, but this is a guy that has struck out 42 batters. His strikeout percentage is crazy. He's striking out 9.61 batters per 9. He's only walked 8. Like, he is truly one of the future. I mean, he's a superstar right now, but one of the future when I think about, we talked a lot about on the onset of the season about how guys like Grayson Church retired, Braxton Plow retired, Warden Hernandez retired. I think we're looking at, kind of the next crop of superstar pitchers and guys like Mario Harris and Celeste LeBlanc. So pretty exciting stuff if you're a Springboks fan. No doubt about that. And I might say, this is a very Grayson Church stat line as well.
Yeah.
53 velo, 99 junk, 63 accuracy. Plus he has the compose trait. Very, very cool. Though he is a righty, not a lefty. But looking forward to see what he does throughout the rest of his career. And while you were talking a little bit at the beginning of when we started looking over here at the Springboks, this guy, Chappie Johnson, stuck out to me immediately with the 903 OPS, especially at the top of their batting order. Generally speaking, I feel like you would look at him like a glove-first center fielder. I mean, he came in as a rookie at age 31, now 33 years old. Really interesting stat line overall. So not only is he going to be playing like some outstanding center field defense, but tough outside pitch, and he's hitting for average. Clearly, he's already scored 10 runs in a quarter of the season through. So clearly making an impact. And I think what's really important is all of their highest paid guys are actually producing. I think what we're seeing for a lot of teams around the league, especially like the Nocturnals, is like or the Heaters or something like that. Is it's just these guys that eat up. You're probably gonna hear Dragon in the background. These guys that eat up a ton of salary are just not producing, and it's dragging the whole team down. Which it's been a very strange phenomenon. But yeah, just looking. Oh yeah, and they made two. Oh my gosh, and they made two additions recently. Actually, we talked about this on the stream. They just signed 2 people mid-season. Picking up Garland Painter for them, I think, is huge. This is a career 810 OPS guy. He's had a couple 900 OPS seasons, both with the Spectres and with the Reapers. I love Garland Painter. He's a plus fielder, though he doesn't have the biggest arm. But again, any of these 99 contact guys, I just think are a lot of fun. So that's a huge acquisition for them. And then Buddy Weaver as well, who looks like he's already been like destroying. He's through 4 games, he's batting 700. Like, that's not sustainable, but like, holy shit. And again, this was another guy that the Kodiaks were looking at. So anyway.
But yeah, and like speaking of like high paid like, or at least like notable players who aren't performing this season, one thing that immediately stuck out to me was the Nocturnals and one of their star players, Soap McTavish.
Let's go check in on them actually, because they're about back up to 500 now. So I'm kind of curious if they turned it around over there. I haven't really checked in, but yeah,
because I just, if it's updated on the reference, at the very least in season 20, batting .44.
Let's see. Yeah. Batting 154. I mean, yeah, this is kind of exactly what I was talking about. Like, when you look at this roster, you think, okay, they got Soap McTavish, they got It's-A-Me Mario, they got Bam Dickerson. Like, there's a lot of pop in this lineup, and you would probably think of those 3 guys as being the big hitters on the lineup, and then you go over to their stats, and both of them are batting under 200, or all of them are batting under 200, which I'm surprised they're playing even like 500 ball right now.
Okay, I disconnected.
Oh, welcome back.
But like Soap and It's-A-Me are both like hitting for in the point one X, right? And
Yes.
they're two of the highest paid batters on this team. Soap
Yes.
is getting paid almost $20 million.
Yes. Yeah, this is a career low year for Soap McTavish. He has never OPS'd under 743, and he's right now at 555. One of the superstars of the game, and they are just not getting the production that they need out of him.
Mhm.
I think a reason to be optimistic for Nocturnals fans is, first of all, your pitching is great.
Yeah.
Your pitching looks really good. Athenia Patagonia is finally playing up to the level that everybody expected she would after a slew of really bad seasons. She's striking out a lot of batters. Anyway, yeah, I think their pitching has kept them in this so far. Anna Spelunky was one of their big off-season acquisitions, and she's pitching pretty well as well. Walks are still a problem for her, but she's got the velocity. And yeah, I mean, if you look at where they are in the standings, yeah, they're only 5 games back of the lead. They're playing about 500 ball, and so if they can play 500 ball when their most important players are underperforming, has to make you think that they could absolutely go on a run, kind of akin to what we saw from the Spectres last year, where they won 15 of their last 20 and squeaked in to the playoffs and made the World Series.
But yeah, so like, yeah, and that's like, oh, I don't know where I was going with this one.
Oh, they're all good.
I'm loving the Eurovision bloodbath personally.
Me
I know we talked a
too.
little bit about Palermo earlier, but it's like it's spread out a little bit, but definitely a region where anyone could be up there, right?
Agreed. There's only a 4-game split between first and fourth right now. I have to say, it does feel like Eurovision and Urban Atlantic are kind of mirroring each other right now in the way that everything is laid out. But yeah, I have to say the Mallards being 8-16 is shocking to me. I predicted them to win 50 games this year. I think that goes to show the strength of Europe. Is that if a team as good as the Mallards is 8-16, then there is some wild shit going on over there. Even the Grays are playing just about 500 ball. They're a game under 500 with a positive run differential. So yeah, I mean Palermo is in first right now, but I really feel like this is anybody's ball game as far as the run for the division goes. I think it's at this point. I think it's pretty clear the wild card is probably going to come from Europe or the Pacific Theater.
Yeah,
I don't
100%.
really see. Again, pretty early in the season, but I don't really see any of these other teams in SoCo catching up to any of the there are a lot of really good teams in Europe and the Pacific Theater. I wouldn't write off really any of these guys. I mean, Kyoto is in last in the Pacific Theater, and they just leveled up a ton. They made a ton of off-season acquisitions this week. Sunny Utakome, Keith Gibbon, and then Teeny Extreme. Oh, they also added Alejandro Thrustmaster. So they're playing really, really well. Yeah, I mean, I think both of these divisions really largely still up for grabs. And I want to take a look at the Blowfish really quick because it really pleases me to see the Blowfish doing well because they are fan favorites. Hashtag blowing up. And yeah, I just have to say it's great to see Heliocentric Orbital playing like Heliocentric Orbital.
Exactly. Taking a ball on the head earlier this week and
staying in the game,
coming out unscathed.
Yeah, I just feel like the success of this team so largely depends on Heliocentric being a good ball player. You know, he couldn't get it done in Melbourne last year, and the Platypi suffered because of that. But yeah, how about Rebecca Peebers through 4 games?
Oh, that's my goat. I love you, Rebecca Peebers.
Right, yeah, I just feel like everybody on this team is clicking right now. There's not really a single player that is grossly underperforming. everybody's getting the job done when they need to. I feel like we've spectated quite a few Blowfish games already this year, and it feels like every time we watch them, almost everybody is producing. Hudson Dakota at the top of this order got a 362 on base. He's been really, really good. Got 6 steals to 1 caught stealing so far, so that's working. He has got 2 home runs. That's pretty nice.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. And they just got a lot of different, they got a lot of different lefties and switch hitters on the lineup. I mean, the lineup is largely, I would say it's a majority of lefties and switch hitters before it is right-handed hitters. So they just have a lot of different looks that they can throw at pitchers, and they're a cool team. I'll be curious to see if their pitching is able to hold on down the stretch. This is a roster on paper that you look at, and you maybe question this in a 7-game set in the playoffs overall as far as the rotation goes. But Pierre de Preter, 24-year-old, 1.62 ERA. He's having a career best year. Again, the walks are a bit of a problem for him, but for a guy that's at the head of their pitching rotation, these are the numbers you want to see from him. So I'm just really impressed with the Blowfish. I wouldn't say I counted them out at the start of the season, but I said that they had to prove it, and that's exactly what they've done so far. And I mean, another thing on this roster is a lot of their starting players. These guys are all really young too, so I guess what excites me about this Nebula is, like, I don't know, are we turning the page for the Blowfish? You know, with such a young core, if they're able to retain some of these guys, like, I wouldn't mind seeing the Blowfish be good for a while.
I know, and especially, like, the fans would love to see that. Like you said, they are a fan favorite, you know. I think I would say a majority of the requested games to be watched on the Fake Baseball broadcast have been Blowfish games.
Very popular with the channel point redemptions too for renaming players. All of the rookies on the Blowfish got snapped up real quick.
Yep. But yeah, definitely, like, I would love to see the Blowfish be doing well, because again, no World Series titles, only 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, one of the few teams with only 2.
Yeah. Original from the get-go team, and, you know, in 20 seasons, only making it twice.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, the Blowfish, you know, have had the misfortune of being in a really good division. And so when they're... and, you know, they try and make, like, very specific sort of rosters. And it's just... I mean, we talk about the Pacific Theater being... just difficult all the time, and...
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that they're finally finding some success. I'm glad that Heliocentric Orbital is working out. But yeah, I mean, you know, when my eyes glance around the standings here, I'm noticing a theme where there's maybe one bad team in a division, and then the other 4 are like, with the exception of like Soko, right? Then the other 4 are like, it's anyone's game. Looking up at the Pacific Northwest, something that has surprised me are the Portland Swifts. This was a team that I believe was also like 6-1 or something out of the gate. They're now 11-13. They had the solo lead of the Pacific Northwest for a while. Now they are a negative run differential, 2 games behind 500. And I'm not really sure. Why do I keep clicking on season standings? I'm not really sure what's going on with the Swifts, because they definitely have the roster that can get it done. Their pitching rotation is, when we saw in our series versus them, Somner Leone, Bone Boro, Piper Govender is a very difficult 1-2-3 to navigate. Waldorf Quantum, of course, was their big signing, and I mean, it's not his fault that they're not doing poorly.
He's for sure trying.
Quantum,
Captain Price, too.
Captain Price having I think this is a career year for him right now. Yeah, my goodness. So weird. That dude, I forget that he spent a year on the Blowfish and then just came back to Portland. Just a strange career for the second baseman in his age 29 season now. Glad to see him figuring it out. I mean, as much as I can as a divisional rival. But wow, their rookie Joe Gebetto with a
God.
13.5 ER. Oh my god. He has walked more batters than he struck out. I mean, definitely a bit of a risky acquisition to take on a guy with 96 velocity and nothing else, more or less.
Yeah.
That's tough. And then Marty Eklund, their closer. You have to think that Portland is also going to be a team that's looking to upgrade their pitching in the middle of the season. Marty Eklund, of course, you know, kind of unsustainable numbers for him. Opponents aren't going to be batting 359 on him the entire year, but for a guy, the oldest player in the league, by the way, 43 years old, the all-time saves leader, by the way, with 368. Future Hall of Famer, no doubt. I don't know. Has Eklund's time in fake baseball ran out with this? Because this is tough. I feel a little bit of solidarity here. Looking at this, I'm like, yeah, I get it. My bullpen also sucks.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. You don't want to, like, count them out before the season's over. But, like, we're, you know, over a quarter of the way through the season now. And, you know, if things continue to progress that way, I could for sure see Eklund retiring at the end of the year, even. You know, he's had a really beautiful career. And, you know, sometimes it sucks to leave it on a sour note, but I think definitely this could be maybe the final year we see of Eklund.
So Sapphire, Nebula, if you had to pick a team that was going to win Southern Heat right now, who would you pick? Because it's still, I mean, there's 4.5 games between the entire division.
Oh, that is such a tough one, right?
It's a really tough one.
Because
it's really tough.
I feel like the Havana Knights came scalding up through first place. Like, absolutely, like, they are on fire.
I mean, they almost swept the Kodiaks in a 2-game set.
Yeah. Like, they've cooled off a little bit. We're not seeing, like, what, it was 9-2 or something.
They were 9-2.
Yeah. So they've definitely cooled off a little bit, but still, like, soaring into that first place, you gotta wonder, like, hey, this maybe isn't sustainable, but can you guys just hold it up for a little bit longer? I think we said last week, like, you know, inching out a game here and there can mean a lot in the long run.
Absolutely. And looking at their lineup, I mean, I feel like I'm looking at Kodiak's numbers. 4 guys OPSing over 1,000. This is unbelievable. This is actually crazy. Riker Odom, even their, like, I talk a lot about how teams need to get production from unexpected places to win in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, how about Nevada Steady? The 35-year-old, like veteran utility player, B- graded, and wow, he's had 3 really good seasons in a row now. Holy, my goodness. Nevada Steady, and then another one I was looking at was where's another bench piece for them that's like really killing it? Quinto Smile. I mean, it's no secret that he's a good catcher. He has been for a long time, but like, wow, at age 40, the switch hitter. So yeah, they're definitely still cruising. They're well positioned to win. So would you say that's your pick? Oh, Saf, can you hear me? Bear with me on the recording here. It looks like my Discord's bugging out. Saf, can you hear me now?
For a little bit. I think Discord's being weird right now.
Discord is definitely being weird right now. I would have to agree. But so I guess if you can hear me now, I was wondering, are the Knights your pick to win, or?
So I personally, like, I know that the Toucans have the lineup to get to the playoffs. They just need a couple people to pick up some slack, right?
I think the Toucans are a good pick. Yeah.
Like, we got some heaters on there, right? You know, Sephi Moonbeam's hitting she's OPSing at a 1109 right now.
851
Jazzy Knoxville.
Actually. The stats on Baseball Reference are not being updated until after this stream,
no.
actually. Sorry.
Okay.
That being said, she's still playing really well.
Still hitting the ball good. And like you're just looking, you're just looking for a little bit more from some of your like long haul folks, like you know, Stellina, Serafina, and cash considerations. 0.5 OPS, not great. We gotta, you know,
Yeah,
put some more
Serafina
oomph
in
in
particular
that.
is tough. They definitely need more out of her for sure. You gotta expect that a player of her caliber will turn it around by the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think the only reason, because like, let me be clear, I love this Toucans lineup. I think this is a
Yeah.
really, 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 like, for me personally, I gravitate toward cool teams in the league. I think this is a
Mhm.
cool team. I think, yeah, Persephone Moonbeam, Dom Hudson, Salvador Mancini, Stellina Serafina. I mean, they got former Kodiak Ivor Roberts on here. I think this team's really cool. The only reason I don't buy in is as I don't believe in this pitching staff.
The pitching, yeah.
I really don't believe in the pitching staff, especially the bottom end of the rotation. Miguel Nava, we've seen, can have success and be effective. But he's currently, I mean, he's a career 5.3 ERA guy, currently rocking a 7 ERA. I just kind of, I guess we're talking about, will this team make the playoffs, not will they survive in the playoffs. I worry about this rotation in a playoff scenario.
Yeah, and I think that's completely fair as well, right?
I would say if I was gonna pick one team right now, I'm gonna go with the Carolina Reapers. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Carolina Reapers because they have been like storming lately. They were at the bottom of the barrel for Southern Heat for the majority of the beginning of the season. But they have a couple guys up there at the top of their batting order that I find really, really exciting. So first of all, Maxi Mendoza, he's finally come alive in the season. I talked a lot about how the Kodiaks were targeting him in the offseason, didn't quite work out. Ended up signing a 9.5 million for him. Man, I'm kind of kicking myself over that. But anyway, yeah, almost a 400 on base. If he can start elevating the ball a bit more, that OPS is going to rocket as the slug goes up. Walking more than he struck out. He's having a great year, so glad to see him performing. And then, if we want to talk, talking about the MVP race,
Yeah.
Cedric LeCampagne in his second year. This is probably, Nebula, this is one of my favorite active players in baseball that is not a Kodiak. We saw him play in that Foresters versus Reapers game.
Oh my God.
A switch hitter. He's fast. He can field well. He has a rocket arm. He plays third base. He can play the outfield. He has additional contact versus right-handed pitching. So he mashes righties, which is always a recipe for success in this league. Yeah, we saw him steal bases. Just a very dynamic player. And I mean, he's got 5 homers on the year as well, and 1,100 OPS. He's batting 400.
Yeah.
So it's guys like this. This is the reason I believe in this Reapers team. I think again, I have, especially from a stats perspective, I have concerns about their pitching. But if there's one thing that the Reapers have shown as an organization over time, is that they will make it work somehow on the pitching side of things. So, and they got some notable folks on here. Thrash Allmeyer, 39 years old, but rocking a 7.17 ERA right now. This is a guy that's got it done for years. I really believe in his ability to pull it back, especially with that 86 accuracy rating. I think he can do it. Letty Caballero, the former Kodiak. Maybe I don't believe in her. I don't really feel like she's ever been super good. But yeah, they definitely have people on here that I wouldn't write off at all. So yeah,
Absolutely.
My prediction for Southern Heat is that they end up. I think they're gonna squeak it out. I also would not be surprised to see the Bomberos. We haven't really seen the Bomberos play at all this year. Oddly enough.
I mean, I think we've had one game on stream? Question mark.
And anyway.
Yeah.
They have just looking at the schedule coming up here. They do have a game coming up versus the Reapers.
Ooh.
That should be a good series, or a good game rather. kind of looking at oh, and then we will be playing, the Kodiaks will be at the Bombados. They will be in the Dominican Republic for a game versus Beefly Navarro is who they're going to be playing against. It'll be Fausto Swenson on the mound. There's a lot of good games coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. Oh.
Oh, and
that's
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, like, I think the through line here is Southern Heat consistently, as with the seasons past, bloodbath.
Bloodbath. Yeah.
Like, it's always a, kicking and screaming.
Anyway, Nebula, I'm wondering if you have any more observations or things you want to talk about or share before I kind of talk about my final piece here.
I think, the last thing I would say is just like pointing out, I don't think we talked much about Urban Atlantic, but like the commies down there holding that 17-7 stat line right now.
Yeah, it's just so weird that the favorites are so bad. Kind of similar situation to the Mallards, where I'm like, wow, if that team is 8-16, then this is a tough division. This is a division where it feels very much in grasp for any team, but yeah, talking about the commies, I think it's cool that they're doing this well, especially with their completely novel pitching situation. They only have one true starter in CJ Boss. Tommy and I commentated a game where he almost pitched a complete game. So he's in his second season. He's got a 5.2 ERA right now, but we saw definitely some flashes from him. So I fully believe that he'll be able to turn it around. And yeah, they're just getting it done all up and down their lineup. Pete Wheeler, how cool to see him doing that well. Love that. 6 stolen bases on the year as well. No caught stealings. That's really neat. The Commodores they're just playing really, really, really good small ball. Like you can look at all of their averages here. They put the ball in play a ton. They're stealing bases. They're working their walks. Definitely, I think it's pretty safe to call them the best team in baseball right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was the last thing I wanted to point out.
And Chewy Crosby. He's having a breakout season as well. Anyway, to conclude this episode, there is something I wanted to show you that I thought was really cool. I posted a little bit about this yesterday in the Discord, but we will be doing, or maybe not will, but I really want to make a solid effort at hosting the first ever fake baseball all-star game.
Yes.
I've kind of figured out how to do that because, this game is fully customizable. So while we can't have an actual all-star game within the franchise mode, I can totally just copy the exact stats and looks and everything of all the all-stars and then plug them into a custom team and then have them play a quick play exhibition match. So check this out. I made isn't this cool as fuck?
Oh shit.
So I got super stoned last night and then literally churned both of these out in like an hour. And I could not be more happy. Look at Uday in the Western All-Stars away uniform.
The red and black.
Does that not look cool as fuck? Literally, I am super excited about like the prospect of this. So I think what I want to do, if we take a look at when I took a look at my schedule coming up, I'm going to be gone for the entire week of PAX and Plus. That's at the end of the month. So I was thinking we'll just call it the All-Star break and have an All-Star game. Have the fans vote. I'm gonna collect all of the the best the players with the best stats in any given position for either league, and then we'll vote on the best players and then have an all-star game. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's gonna be so freaking sick. Fuck.
It's been a while since I really got to sit down and get my creative juices flowing with some logos, but I had so much fun building both of these. I could not be happier with how like the vibe of the team turned out and everything. Like I knew with the Eastern Hemisphere I wanted to go something with maybe like a bit cleaner, a bit like sleek, modern. And then for when I was like looking at fonts, I saw Western come up in this font, and I was like, dude, I want to do something that feels like kind of metal, little brutal, little like
Yeah.
medieval maybe, and it's just perfect. It's just awesome. So All-Star Game, hopefully coming at you, at everybody, and probably a week from Sunday, I think, is what we're looking at right now. So
Hell
TBD.
yeah.
But anyway, this has been Coach Kodiak and Nebula Nova. Nova, thank you for joining me again for another edition of the Very Serious, Very Real This Week in Fake Baseball podcast.
Of course. It's always a pleasure.